All right, guys, we're going to continue with our Unit 2 language study, okay? Go to page 35 right here. Okay, we're talking about similes. Okay, we're talking about similes. So before we do that, okay, let's watch a video about similes.
I'm reading a really good story. A frog and a kangaroo sat down to eat dinner. The frog's eyes sparkled like diamonds. Her stomach grumbled as loud as thunder. On the table, there was a watermelon as big as a house. I can't wait to eat the watermelon, the frog exclaimed. It's much too big for you, the kangaroo said. You're as small as a grain of sand. That's nonsense, the little frog cried. I'm hungry like a wolf. The little frog began to eat all the food on the table. It even ate the silverware. The little frog became as big as a whale. The similes in this story really bring the writing to life. What is a simile? A simile is a comparison that uses like or as. This story has tons of similes. The frog's eyes sparkled like diamonds. That's a simile. It uses the word like to compare the frog's eyes to diamonds. Her stomach grumbled as loud as thunder. That's a simile that uses as to compare her grumbling stomach to thunder. I guess similes can compare really different things to make a point. Well, a frog's eyes and a diamond don't really have much in common, but both can sparkle. And a stomach and thunder are really different, but both can rumble. Authors use comparisons to help get their message across to a reader. How can similes help you understand what you read? On the table, there was a watermelon as big as a house. The simile uses the word as to compare the watermelon to a house. I know that watermelons are big, but houses are a lot bigger. There's no way a watermelon could really be as big as a house. It's an exaggeration. An exaggeration is a claim that something is greater than it really is. Comparing a watermelon to a house makes me think it's a really big watermelon. That simile helped me imagine what things look like better. Similes can also help you imagine how characters feel. In the story, the frog was hungry like a wolf. I know that in Little Red Riding Hood, the wolf eats people. And in The Three Little Pigs, it tries to eat the pigs. So I know wolves are famous for being hungry. This frog must be really hungry if it's hungry like a wolf. Sometimes I read similes that are confusing, and it's hard to figure out what the author means. So, how can you figure out a simile? It helps to stop and think about what you read. Let's figure out what the author is trying to say with this simile, Moby. The field was like a swimming pool in January. The girl waited for her friends to come. First, we need to find out what the simile compares. Right. It compares the field to a swimming pool in January. What is a pool in January like? Well, it's winter in January, and really cold in most places. A swimming pool is probably freezing. But a A swimming pool in January doesn't just make me think of the cold. When I go swimming in the summer, it's always really crowded. But in the winter, the pool is closed and it's empty. Kinda lonely. Hey, maybe the author wanted to show that the field was really empty. The simile helps me imagine how cold and alone the girl felt while she waited for her friends. When you read, it's important to stop and think. Sometimes when I read similes, I take notes on my ideas to figure it out. I love similes. They're as fun as a robot.
All right, it says choose the best ending for each common simile, okay? So sweet as, what's something that is sweet? What is it? Okay, hold on. Candy? Is there candy up here? No. So which one is it? Sugar. So let's do this instead. And that's letter right? F. Let me write it in. For some reason it's not working. F. Okay. Old as what's something that might be old? What? Old? Okay, let's pass that one. Big as a giant, which is letter I. Okay. Strong as in ox, that's E. Slow as a snail, that's A. Good. Quiet as a bird? Mouse. Mouse, that's K. As busy as, okay, the term is busy as a beaver, okay? That's C. Sly as a fox, good. That's G. And then as fast as lightning, okay? That's B. As free as a bird, okay? That's L. Smooth as silk, that's letter D. Okay. And then skinny as a toothpick. So what's left? Oh, old as the hills. Letter J. Okay. Okay, guys. So in the story Kingdom Midas, okay, there was actually a simile. Okay. All right. And here was the simile. Okay. Happiness. Okay. Disappeared. I'll fix all this in a second. Okay. Disappeared like smoke. Okay. Disappeared like smoke up a chimney. Okay, that's the first box. Okay, so here's a simile. Okay, happiness disappeared like smoke up a chimney. What's the clue? What's the clue word that I know that it actually is a simile? Just tell me. Like. So that's what I write. Okay. And what's the meaning of that? Okay, is that Midas' happiness went away very quickly, dissolving like smoke up in the air. Okay. In other words, does his happiness last? No. Even though he was, I'll make this out of gold, this turn into gold, this turn to gold. After a while, he's like, oh, maybe it wasn't a good thing for me to be able to touch everything and make it into a gold. Can you imagine laying on a hard bed? It's like laying on the ground. Not very happy. Okay. So Midas's happiness went away very quickly, dissolving like smoke in the air. Okay? Don't worry, let me fix this. There you go. Cool. Okay? And then what I visualize, okay, Midas' expression of happiness quickly disappears and is replaced by a sad frown. So in the pictures, he doesn't look very happy, does he? No. So Midas's expression of happiness quickly disappears and is replaced by a sad frown. And there you go.